Asperger's syndrome is currently an unexplained disorder. I've created a model for evolution that explains the cause of Asperger's. I'm going to show you the central part of that model. I will take you from an unexplained syndrome to an explained personality. The general consensus is that we evolved our current Homo sapien form in Africa around 150,000 years ago. Genetic research suggests that the original founding population was small, consisting of a few thousand people. We're going to take this as our starting point and build a model of evolution. What causes a small population? We'll go with the obvious cause, a lack of food. What causes a lack of food? Well, the environment does. So what kind of environment have we got? A semi-arid desert. Let's take our small population of people and put them into our semi-arid desert. What's the best way of positioning them? We're going to spread them out to give each person a maximum foraging area. At the same time, however, we still need them to reproduce. We're going to put them in single-family groups of a man, a woman and their children, widely spread out in the desert. Let's look at our model. Does it fit how we behave today? Well, yes, it does. We choose to live in single-family groups in separate houses because that's how we evolved to live. If we'd all evolved to live in a sociable group, we'd live in a large communal house. We don't choose to live like that. What do these people need to be like to live in isolated single-family groups? They need to be shy of each other. This keeps them out of each other's way and maximises the foraging area for each family. They need to be unsociable. If they were sociable, they'd want to live close to other people, and this wouldn't maximise the foraging area for each family. A derivative of being unsociable is tantrums. These people are not natural negotiators. They evolved to always get their own way. What do they need to be like to find food? They had to be obsessive workers, hunting for food all the time. They were highly focused, searching for food. And it was the same routine every day, searching for food, no variation from routine. There was no language, there was nobody to talk to. There are a couple of derivatives from a lack of language. Firstly, they were honest, because without language you can't tell a lie. Secondly, there's a lack of imagination in making up stories. Without language you can't tell a story, and we see repetitive play in children. Sensory characteristics. These people are highly sensitive to pain. They have to remain uninjured because there's nobody to take care of them if they get hurt. They need to see greater detail to find food. And they need to hear more clearly to hear food move. And they need to smell more clearly to smell food. Sexual characteristics. These people were monogamous. Both parents had to be bonded for life to rear children. They were also sexually inhibited. There was only enough food to rear a couple of children. Other characteristics. There's no hierarchy in this existence, only equality. Status isn't recognised because there wasn't any. And these people learned through observation, not through language. In summary, these people need to be shy and unsociable. They follow an obsessive focused routine. There was no language, they're highly sensitive and sexually inhibited. To live this lifestyle, this family needed to be autistic. Moving forward in time, the environment improves, and by around 120,000 BC, the desert has changed into a savanna. I have created my autistic family. There's one more characteristic I want to give them, and that's natural maths ability. So I'm going to make them into farmers. This farmer kept sheep-sized animals, as this is the largest animal a single man can hold and kill on his own. The farmer evolved the natural ability to count from counting livestock. In summary, this path through evolution generates a naturally occurring autistic personality. It generates a natural maths ability, and because farmers were the first holders of wealth, it generates a natural capitalist mentality. On the savannah, as well as sheep-sized animals, we see the inward migration of cow-sized animals in the form of buffalo. Some people evolve to access this new food source, and I create a separate branch to my evolutionary tree. Catching and killing cow-sized animals takes the cooperation of several men working together as a group. We see the evolution of the tribe. What do people need to be like to catch and kill big game? They need to evolve better coordination in order to use spears. They also need to be sociable. There are various derivatives of evolving to be sociable. Firstly, they need to be relatively unafraid of each other, so they evolve not to be shy. They need to have compassion for each other to keep the weaker members. If only the strongest was kept, this would lead to a single man and there'd be no tribe. These people need to see situations from each other's point of view to function together as a group, so we see empathy evolve. These people are natural negotiators. They have to negotiate with each other and not have tantrums. People evolve to be patient. They need to wait for other people to tell them what to do. And man has evolved to create social harmony. To function together, these people need to lose their focus and obsession so they can see and fit in with what other people around them are doing. With large kills, we see a variation in routine. It's not a case of having to hunt all the time. Recreation evolves to pass the spare time. A crucial tool that needs to evolve to coordinate the tribe is language. There are a number of derivatives from language. Firstly, we see imagination in the recreation of stories. We see dishonesty evolve as we need language to tell a lie. White lies were used in the tribe to create social harmony. It wasn't a case of always telling the truth. Eye contact evolved so people knew who was talking to who. The senses reduce. Pain thresholds increase with the risk of injury from hunting big game. Less details seen. There are many eyes to see things. Hearing evolves to cut out background noise so conversations can be heard. And the sense of smell reduces from living close to other people and the smells that they produce. Sexual behaviour. The tribe is not monogamous. There exists a choice. People evolved to be sexually liberated with sexual prowess. The better at sex somebody was seen to be, the more partners they could potentially have sex with. That's the evolutionary purpose of sexual prowess. Other characteristics. The tribal personality evolved to use ritual in fighting techniques so people in the tribe didn't really get hurt. It wasn't a case of the wild, mad flailing of arms and feet, whatever the cost. We see the evolution of hierarchy and the natural recognition of status. The tribe has to be led, it needs a chief. And a new form of learning evolves, and that is learning from what other people say. In summary then, for people to function as a tribe, they need to be sociable, have communication with language, and from language, imagination of stories. They're less sensitive and sexually liberated. The first three of these characteristics, social ability, communication with language, and from language, imagination, are termed the triad of impairments in the autistic personality. It's not that they are impairments, it's just that the tribal mind evolved these features and the autistic mind has to learn them all. For people to function as a tribe, they need to be neurotypical. We have two branches to our evolutionary tree. The top branch generates a naturally occurring autistic personality with natural maths ability and a natural capitalist mentality. The bottom branch generates the neurotypical personality with natural language and a social mentality. Each personality learns from the other. The autistic personality learns from the neurotypical personality, neurotypical values, language and social characteristics. The neurotypical personality learns from the autistic personality, autistic values, maths and capitalist characteristics. Where there's a significant block on learning, then we get classical autism. Autistic characteristics are normal, it's the block on learning that isn't. In Asperger's original work and ever since, there's been the assumption that there is a single normal personality. Variation from this has been ascribed to a dysfunction, developmental disorder, or a syndrome. The one thing everybody has missed is the existence of two normal personalities. It's my conclusion that there are two branches to our evolutionary tree. This gives us two naturally occurring personalities, the autistic personality and the neurotypical personality. Both are normal. The autistic personality is not a dysfunction of a single normal personality. Not only does this give us the cause of the Asperger personality, but it also gives us the structure of the species. This structure is made out of capitalists and socialists. Both have natural origins. I've called the model twin path theory to represent our two paths through evolution. This video is based on the book Autistic Dawn Twin Path Theory.